We're off to Singapore, home to one of the region's, if not the world's, best bars. Since 2012, Jigger Pony has been shaking up the local drinking scene from its perch inside the Amara Hotel with creative concoctions that have placed it very high up in the world's best bar lists. Contributor Adam Hancock was keen to find out from the staff what makes it such a mainstay in the city and how the team continues to keep ahead of the ever-growing competition. He brings us this report.
Jigger Pony is very much a bar within a hotel rather than a hotel bar. I'm here in the lobby of the Amara Hotel in Singapore. In the corner is a staircase to one of the world's best bars. So tucked away is this little staircase, and then at the top here there's almost like a secret door, and you have to wave your hand in front of it. It opens up and you can enter the bar.
The first thing that strikes you when entering Jigger Pony is the sheer warmth of the place. With dimmed lights and cosy decor, it feels like a welcoming living room after a long day at work. But the warmth doesn't just come from how Jigger Pony looks and feels. It's also from the staff, who are quick to show why this bar is famous for its hospitality.
Hi Sir Adam, welcome to Jigger Pony. I do believe this is not your first time, but we'll welcome you in a very good embrace.
Whilst Jigger Pony is technically a hotel bar, it should only be given that title on location alone. It's a completely separate entity from the hotel that it's found inside, and a quick glance at the list of awards that it's won tells you all you need to know about the quality of the bar. It's currently number 5 in the list of the world's 50 best bars, and it's also ranked as the 3rd best one in Asia. To find out more about its history, I was joined at my table by Emily Xiao, Deputy Marketing Director for Jigger Pony. She started by telling me more about when the bar first opened back in 2012.
Actually first opened on a street in Singapore not too far away called Amoy Street. We were there for 6 years when unfortunately a tenancy issue came up, and then we had to close the bar and relocate. So we relocated into Amara in 2018, and that's how we actually became a hotel bar.
Right. And the name is quite interesting. What's the backstory for Jigger Pony?
It's actually named for that double cone measuring tool that bartenders use. So different volumes on both sides, and within the cone you have different markings for different levels.
I understand there's other outlets elsewhere?
So we are a group. So Jigger Pony Group has 4 cocktail bars and 3 restaurants in Singapore. We actually just opened Cosmo Pony in Jakarta last year, July. So that's our first international kind of expansion.
Now, it wouldn't be a visit to one of the world's best cocktail bars without sampling a drink or two. And I started by trying one of the signature offers on this year's Jigger Pony menu.
In front of me is an incredible cocktail, actually. It's got 4 layers I can count, and then effectively what looks like a wafer on top as well. It's quite something. I don't know whether I should eat it or drink it. Can you explain a little bit more?
So what you have in front of you is the Champagne Ramos Gin Fizz. It has 4 layers, and the one in the middle where it's purple is actually port wine.
Right.
Yes, we still use gin, botanist gin at its base, and there's the classic also like orange blossom water. But we also added a little bit of sourdough in the mix to kind of bring out that nice yeasty flavours of the champagne.
So I presume I just have the wafer and then go on in?
Yep, have a bit of the wafer and then go for it and take a long sip.
Okay, I certainly will. Wow. That's quite the experience. There's a lot going on, including quite a lot of foam on the top, but it's very, very good. Very good.
Making such extravagant cocktails is no mean feat, and Jigger Pony's bartenders are certainly masters of their craft. But they are also renowned for their exceptional hospitality. To find out what it takes to work at one of the world's best bars, I sat down with senior bartender James Ian.
When we start as apprentices, we actually are taught the focus isn't just about cocktails. Of course, it's important, but at the end of the day, the focus should be about prioritizing the guests, making them feel at home, and delivering an exceptional experience as a whole.
And how do you go about doing that? How do you make them feel, like they're at home?
A couple things. So, of course, if it's their first time here, we just make sure, no matter how busy we are, we always explain the menu. Kind of gives like a personal touch when we do things like that. Afterwards, when they're actually having the drink, we check in on them, like, do they like the drink? And then afterwards, small talk. And then from there, we kind of build a relationship with the customer. and hopefully, we see them again. And when we do see them again, we're just like, oh, hi. Yeah.
Are the majority of the guests people external from the hotel, and people come from quite far to come here, right?
Yes, correct. So I would say a solid 60-70% of people who are not actually staying in the hotel recently got a lot of customers from China, for example. And of course, if you look Instagram, for example, they definitely come through from that.
And what's it like to be a bartender at a bar as famous and prestigious as this? It's like the Premier League of bars, right? How is it to be a bartender here?
It's challenging for, of course, Jigger Pony at this point has such a huge legacy. So I feel like every day it's just, it's a positive challenge, right? We come in and then we try and be the best version of ourselves as much as we can. And it's definitely a learning curve, but it's a fun one.
Back at the bar, and plenty of people were enjoying their evening as they slowly worked their way through Jigger & Pony's extensive menu. One of them is Katie, who came along with me as a cocktail connoisseur.
A few months ago, when my mum came to town, I just knew that I really wanted to take her here. She was visiting from Sydney, and I managed to get in at happy hour, which I felt very lucky for, and she was actually blown away. She said later on that she felt like a little bit speechless. And even though she's from Sydney, which obviously is a cosmopolitan city, I don't think she'd really seen a bar quite like this.
And can you believe that this is a hotel bar? It doesn't feel like it, right?
Yeah, it's got such a cool vibe. And I always feel like sometimes when I come to it, walking through that hotel lobby feels quite incongruous with the way the bar actually is when you're inside it. As I say, it just feels kind of too cool to be in like a hotel.
With the cocktails flowing, it was easy to see why Jigger & Pony is such a highly recommended bar. But I still wanted to get to the bottom of exactly why it wins so many awards and just what distinguishes it from the competition. So I put that exact question to Emily.
I think consistency is key. Like, we're always happy to see you. The standard of the drinks are always good. When friends ask like, oh, where should I go for something? Always go to Jigger & Pony because you will always have a great experience there.
I've always struggled to explain why Jigger & Pony is such an award-winning bar. It's quite difficult to put your finger on it. But Emily has summed it up pretty well there. It can only really be explained by experiencing the bar and getting a feel of the unique atmosphere that it has. With its speakeasy vibes, great music and sensational cocktails, it's easy to get caught up in the place. I must admit, I felt a bit like Don Draper as I sipped on a Negroni. And if I'm comparing myself to Don Draper, then it's probably time to call it a night. For Monocle Radio in Singapore, I'm Adam Hancock.
Thanks, Adam.